Hello, somebody. It's defensive tackle specialist Marlon Big Fave Favorite. And it's that time of the year. It's time for another Conquer Sports review. Now, this review is based on these young men's summer, their summer conditioning, summer training. You'll see some of their film from last season, but we really want to just take this time to go over a few of our players. We're going to get into a couple of other players next month and a few months after, and we'll keep you up to date with these guys as well. But our first player up for Conquer Sports is Zyron Forstall. We like to call him Zero, Sub-Zero. Zyron this entire offseason has been doing an excellent job at just, how they say it, staffing your weaknesses. Been putting himself in a position to not only get better from a technique standpoint, but the things that he didn't do exceptionally well last year, he wanted to get better, like playing on the run. So me and Coach Drake, I thought this year did an exceptional job with Zyron. Now, what you'll notice about Zyron on tape, he knows how to use his long arms, his speed, very explosive. He has a knack, should I say, for getting after the quarterback on a regular basis. Just somebody who plays with that aggressiveness most coaches look for in regard to defensive ends. Zyron's somebody that plays standing up, but he can also play with his hand in the dirt. Being versatile at the defensive line position is important. So this is a young man, Zyron. He goes to Jesuit. Zyron's about close to knocking on at least 6'3", going into his sophomore year, so that's a class of 2027. I mean, everything you look for in a traditional defensive end, he has it. So I look forward to the beginning of the season tape, mid-season, so on and so forth. I know Zyron, out of most of the players really in this region at his position, he's a top dog. So Zyron Forstall, Sub-Zero, baby, Jesuit. Now, as we continue on the tape, we'll go through a couple of our guys that's been in the program for quite some time now. Zyron has been in there 2 years, as I mentioned. Anthony Parker. Anthony has been in the program since the 8th grade. He's going into his sophomore year at Nacar. To me, Anthony is one of those players where all the odds are stacked up against him. He's still pretty young, so he's still going through growth spurts. But technique-wise, just being able to take on the teaching, get better. His get-off is insane. Young man going into his sophomore year at Carr, so he's that class of 27 like Zyron. But, you know, right now, it is very hard to get on the football field at Nacar, especially if you don't have the physical tools to get it done. And Anthony, from his pass rush to his quick get-off, that's something Coach Drake talk about all the time. That's Anthony last year playing with Edna Carr in some of the JV games. Again, just an explosive kid, has the best get off, and I'm not overemphasizing this to try to oversell him or anything, but he has the best get off out of all the ID tackles with Conquer, and I hear he has one of the better get offs at Nacar as well. So I'm proud of Anthony, what he's done so far in the program. His dad has some height to him, so I see him later on in life getting a little taller. Class of 27, so he got some time, baby. Hello, somebody. Now, this next young man is class of 26. Go by the name of Braylon Montero, baby, out of Destrehan High School. Braylon went to John Curtis as well, played some time at John Curtis. As far as interior lineman goes, he's one of those players that could plug and play in any of those interior systems. Even if you're a defense who runs a 3-4, I think Montero has the ability to play that head up 4 if you want to use him at that 4-eye from times. But I think his bread and butter is playing at the 3-tech, shade, head up over the center. Braden Montero has been in our program now. He's going into his 3rd year, just completed his 2nd year in our program. Great family, just an overall good kid. Has that low center of gravity that you look for linemen. He's right at that. He's right at that what I would like to call average height for your interior defensive lineman. One of those players that's 6'2.5", right at about 6 foot, right at 6'2". Plays with good hands going into his junior season. Understands how to play aggressive, and he's a work hog, always wanting to get better. just putting in that extra mile, working on being disciplined. That's something I wanted to work on him with, is just being able to be patient with keeping your pads down. That's something he worked on, and getting quicker too. We want him to get faster, stronger, get that 40 time down, at least right where your average defensive tackle is, or what most coaches look for. So that's Braylon Montero's class of 2026, Destrehan High School. Shouts out to my boy, Coach Scott over there. Be looking for Montero to be one of those top interior linemen. He reminds me of Adonis Freelo from Tulane, played at Harville, River Parish young men, and he's someone, in my opinion, that'll have an opportunity to play at one of those big Division I schools. Same thing for our next player. Our next player goes to Archbishop Shaw by the name of Mike Banks. Mike's right at that 6'1.5" mark, starting to get that height right where it needs to be. This summer, me and Coach Drake Nevis, and that is Drake Nevis from LSU, my little bro, All-American at LSU, played some time in the NFL along with the CFL. Drake actually won him a Grey Cup. So it was a blessing to work with him and Coach Phil over at our facilities. And one thing that I think Drake does an excellent job, not just with Mike, but with all of our kids, is working on their get-off stance, being able to perfect their get-off stance and improve it in any way we possibly can. So we spent a good bit of time this summer working on that, especially with Mike. Mike, an aggressive interior lineman, because of the system that Coach Hank Tiernan and his staff runs over there. Shouts out to Coach Hank, that's my old high school coach. With the system that they run over there, Mike plays the 4-eye, sometimes 4 on the end at 5. If needed, in a jet package, you could put Mike on the interior. I think on the next level, he has the versatility. Similar to Braylon from Destrehan, I think Mike is one of those young men who has the ability to play that shade. So he still works at it. When it comes to our sessions at Concord, he still works the interior, but at the very end of the day, working where the coaches got him playing that defensive end. So he's somebody that once he gets to that level, he'll have that Division I talent because of his size. He has that thickness to him. That's something that you look for and want out of those type of players. So Mike, spent this summer getting faster. We put the work in the winter as well, just getting quicker this off season. This is one of the clips from him last football season, getting that extension. See, as I told you, plays with great technique, got the extension, got off of the player. Exactly what coaches look for on the next level for a defensive tackle. So Mike, very versatile, could play defensive end, could play the interior lineman, so on and so forth. So I'm super proud of Mike, and y'all be sure to check him out for sure. Big time game. We was talking about Anthony earlier. We have Animal from Carr, a couple other kids. Mike from Shaw, and we have Caden. Y'all catch him on September. Both of the Cadens that go to Shaw play on the offensive line. So I'm excited about their matchups throughout the whole season, especially those being two premier West Bank schools. So I'm excited about them as well. So Mike Banks, class of 2026, representing. Now this next young man, in my opinion, when you think of hybrid players, Josh Jenkins is that. Josh spent his freshman year at Shaw. As a sophomore, went to John Eric. He's going into that junior year at John Eric. Spoke with the coaches over there. They're excited about his athleticism. They moved him around a little bit. When he first got with Concord, we didn't know what he was going to play. His dad was like, man, he's raw. I just know he's going to be something. So I'm like, man, come on in, big dog. And we taught him, because, I mean, we mainly do pass rush, run stop stuff. So I just taught him how to play in the box. On the edge, if a team wants you to play that strong end or that wheelie sliding down, if you're on a three-man front or a four-man front, they might want you to play defensive end. He started to get lengthy and start to slim out some. So I'm like, man, look, you're gonna more than likely play linebacker wherever you go, and that's what John Eric put him at linebacker, athletic, long arms, long legs, everything you look for in those type of players. There he is in there. Scrimmage this fall, right at the start of school. Just very instinctive. Didn't play super aggressive on that play right there, but he understands on this particular play. He sniffed it out, got him a nice sack. I mean, look, Josh is going to make lots of plays for John Eric. He has a bright future. I look forward to checking out his tape as well. One of our skill guys that we're working with, a couple more guys, particularly in the Baton Rouge area like Josh, but he's someone that's going to act a fool this season, in my opinion. Look at him right there, we working that levee. It was hot out there, too. How Glorilla said, 95 degrees. But look, I told y'all about the wingspan. Check him out there. Josh Jenkins, someone, in my opinion, in terms of hybrid defensive players, he's that. You can put him at the linebacker. If you need him to cover, he can cover. You need him to rush, he can do that because that's what he's done the most in our program. So he understands getting after the quarterback. One of those perfect hybrid players that you can use on defense to blitz on occasions. Josh Jenkins. John Eric, man, them Patriots, class of 2027. Another class of, let's see, Omari Johnson is at Shaw. He's a converted defensive lineman. You'll see some of his first sessions working on some D-line work on this tape. I want to say he's class of 2027 or 2026, sophomore or junior. Pardon me, Omar. He just got back with us this past summer when I initially worked with him his freshman year at Shaw. He was going through, I want to say he's going to his junior year. He was playing on the offensive line, so it was mainly keep your knees at a Z-bend, be able to play passive-aggressive. You don't want to be too aggressive. You can lose in the pass rush. If you're not aggressive enough on run, just the basic stuff. Well, this past spring, Coach Hank and his staff, Coach Mike, that's my boy, moved him to, he left from the offensive line, went on to on the defensive side of the ball. Listen, let me tell you something. I do think he will give varsity reps this year. I don't know how much playing time he's going to have, but the boy play aggressive. He is definitely aggressive, very attentive this past summer, asked a lot of questions, just raw, as you see on that play there, just rolling. He's going to bring the energy. Like, look, Coach Hank Tierney told me this, and tons of other coaches told me this. If you're going to mess up at 100. So here's a kid, he's explosive. He has that solid size. He's not too skinny, not on the thick side either. Just come from a good family. When I say responsible, just a responsible young man. I think he's going to do an excellent job for Archbishop Shaw. Let me tell you something. He likes to play ball. Well, that's a wrap on the review, baby. We just wanted to give y'all a little review from the summer. We had a great summer. Our players, we had a couple of clinics this summer. Our consistent players that we worked with over the summer, everybody's goal was to get better. It was hot this summer, but we did levies. We went on to do a lot of stuff on the field. We got in the lab a lot to work on our technique, things we do over here at Conquer Sports. This message and this video is for college scouts. This is what we love to do at Conquer Sports, give players an opportunity to get that exposure. I know a lot of time the coaches don't get an opportunity to watch every aspect of the player, and that's something that we wanted to do with this tape, be able to give y'all the players in the off-season training and some of their highlights from last year. So I'm excited for the end of September when we drop that beginning of the season highlights for our players. Again, if y'all need any information, coaches, y'all can look at the bottom of this video, or right now you can write down conquerprosports@gmail.com. If y'all have any questions, want to hear from any of the kids, be sure to do that. Y'all can also go to any of our social network platforms at Conquer Sport, on X, at Conquer Sports Pros, on Instagram. And yeah, DM us, hit us up if y'all got any questions about any players. We will be dropping these tapes every month, a review of our clients. So I'm excited for y'all to check out next month as well. Coach Drake he's excited. I'm glad to have him on board, helping us out, him and Coach Phil and all of our folks over at the gym. So that was another Conquer Sports review, baby. We coming back with the beginning of the season highlights next month. Y'all hanging there tight. Have a blessed one. Hello, somebody.